anything that made in our evil enemy countries like America or Japan, that will be sentenced to more than 10 years of hard labor. Corpse don't leave the camp. Let them stay there forever. Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park and I'm a North Korean defector human rights activist. So today I have this unbelievable news out of North Korea. So North Korea has been considering violating quarantine as the worst crime that you can commit. So now, if you break the quarantine rule in North Korea, they are sending you a total control zone in a concentration camp. And without sentences, the lifetime sentence to go to concentration camp if you break the quarantine rule in North Korea right now. Literally, this is crazy. And the breaking quarantine rule is like leaving your house, going to river to get a drinking water. Because in North Korea, there's no running water. So where do you get the water? You have to go to the well, you have to go to stream and to river to get the water. And the regime does not allow that. So how do people even survive? If you do break the quarantine rule, they are setting up more camps in North Korea. It's called a total control zone. It's a concentration camp. They are sending people to there. And Kim Jong Un is very obsessed with the quarantine rule. He's obsessed with the control. So he says if anybody breaks the quarantine rule, it is an act of defying the regime, an act of threatening the revolution. So that's why he took a charge personally. He even had a special meeting in June this year to making sure how he's going to punish people most severely. And he said, these people go to the concentration camp if they die, even let their corpse don't leave the camp. Let them stay there forever. Their crime is literally leaving house for getting some food and water to survive. So, we all knew that the entire country was a prison camp, but I keep saying when people say, what were you allowed to do in North Korea, right? And I thought about it one day, like sitting there really hard. What was I allowed to do as an individual? The only thing that I was allowed to do was breathing. You're not allowed to think. You are not allowed to say anything. You are not allowed to go anywhere. You're not even allowed to what to wear, what to listen to, what to hear. And on top of that, I just wanted to show you guys this North Korea. It's by the Daily NK. They have this law that was spread to North Korean people. And when I was in the past saying North Korean people are getting executed, sent to prison camps for watching foreign information, and people were like, oh, don't make it up. That's a lie. And North Korean regime told me. They came out accusing me that I'm lying and there is no human rights violation. But I wanted to read this North Korean law that is dispatched to North Korean people's villages and towns and what it literally says. According to the Law 27, it says they are against entire culture from other countries. And then first one is if you watch anything from South Korea, the postcard, books, songs, paintings, pictures, if you ever seen it or kept it, if you ever heard of the South Korean song, listened to South Korean songs, watched the painting, any kind of thing from South Korea, then you are gonna go in between 5 to 15 years of labor camp. 5 years to 15 years. If you just saw a picture of South Korea or anything that was made in South Korea. Another thing is, if you watch South Korean TV shows or anything publication or books, if you distributed it, which means you gave it to your friends or your family members, they would execute you or lifetime sentence. This is what you get killed in North Korea. If you saw a movie from South Korea and then you gave it to your friends, they think that is a distribution, so they are gonna execute you for that. Law number 28 says anything that made our evil enemy countries like America or Japan, any content that is not supporting our revolution, any movie, any recordings, publications, books, singing, and like paintings, if you ever seen it or kept it, that will be sentenced to more than 10 years of hard labor. So here guys, a fact. North Korean law published everywhere whenever we go. As a young girl, I remember, especially in the marketplaces and the post office. And in North Korea, we don't have homes like phones at home. We have to go to post office to make a phone call. And there's always this thing called a warning, right? If you do this, this is to death. If you do this, it's to death sentence. And always like realizing what you are not allowed to do. And that law constantly changes. Now, if you are breaking the quarantine rule, now you're going to complete control zone and your corpse cannot even leave the camp. And this is a reality of North Korea. This is what happens when the state becomes so big and individuals lose their complete liberty. And this is how slaves live, that you do not even have a single freedom to listen to music that's gonna get you life sentence or execution. Imagine that like we go to Spotify, we go to YouTube, and what a freedom that we have, listen to any song that we have, like to listen to. You go to Netflix, anywhere you watch a movie, anything that you want to watch. And this is what I keep telling people in America, they don't know their life without freedom, what it looks like. You know, it's like a fish in the water, don't notice the water. That the fact that you choose whatever you want to watch tonight on Netflix, without freedom, you cannot even do that. The songs that you listen to, the hobbies that you can have, the place you want to visit, the things that you want to do, without freedom, none of things are that is allowed. And that's how easily humans can lose their freedom. And I think North Koreans are a perfect example. It's what happens when individuals lose their liberty and governments become their master. So guys, thank you for watching and helping me to raise awareness about North Korean people. I think as a humanity, we really have a lot from North Korean example, because there's almost testament to show us, like 1984 by George Orwell, it's not just a book. The Animal Farm that he wrote is just not a book. It can be in reality. And North Korea is a real country. It's not some fictional thing. You just saw that law, that a warning that North Korean regime imposed to the people. Can you imagine? Your life is depending on watching a song. And the other thing is, if somebody who distributed the movies and then they died somehow, then do you know what happens? The punishment doesn't end there. Somebody in their relative have to be paying the price for. So they're gonna punish the entire family as well. And this is a country where right now there are 11 million North Koreans out of 20 million are severely malnourished. While people dying for not having food, this is what Kim Jong Un spending his energy on. This is what the party spending their energy on. Catching people, oppressing people, torturing them. For what? Our life can be so much more messed up if we don't wake up and understand the value of freedom and fight for it. So thank you guys for supporting me. If you really want to help me and join this fight, please join my Patreon and the locals. I have one-on-one Google Hangouts with my supporters. We get to exchange ideas and really work together for a better, freer future. So love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.